Bikes? Park? Noon? The text message from Lee said. Lee, Noelle, and I have had some of our best times together on bike rides. We've ranked the best movies and music videos of all time. We've talked about where we go when we die. We've made drive-by scavenger hunts that have taken us through our entire subdivision. So, of course, when he asked me to go for a bike ride on Saturday, the day when I had no field hockey practice and no major tests to study for, I thought that we could spend hours talking and riding. Then, maybe he'd ask me to sit on a bench, and he'd sit next to me, nervously, and he'd hand me a flower he'd pick from by the river and say that the flower was just as beautiful as I am. And then he'd confess his true feelings for me and ask that we get married when we're older and raise our family near our parents and grandparents in Featherstone Creek. Or we'd just ride bikes. Whatever. Yeah, sure. Thumbs up emoji, I answered, eager to hang out with him, but wondered if something was up. At least I knew one thing for sure. I think Lee is someone special, but no one knows that. Lee and I had been close friends for years, but lately I'd felt our relationship was changing. We were getting older, more mature, and it felt like our friendship was also moving in that direction. We were having more in-depth talks about the future, the world. He'd been asking to come to Sunday dinner every week. Yes, my mother's cooking was good, but was he really just there for the food? The truth of the matter here was that Lee was my best guy friend who I'd started to see as more than just a friend. But if I told him that, a few things could happen. One, he could confess he feels the same way. Or two, gasp, ugh, ah. He could say, I like you, but I don't like you. And then things would be different. He wouldn't come over for Sunday dinner anymore. He wouldn't text me funny videos of squirrels twerking. We wouldn't ride bikes together. And we wouldn't go to our lake houses together and hang out all day. The potential for option 2 to happen was enough to make me want to keep my mouth shut. And I couldn't just ask him directly if he felt the same way. That would automatically make things weird. I couldn't say what I was feeling either. I didn't exactly understand what I was feeling. I was only 11 years old. I was hardly an expert on relationships yet. Besides that, I had other issues. Things that were weighing much more heavily on me than just a potential crush on my best guy friend. The heaviest thing on my mind is this. I can only tell the truth. About everything. About the weather, my grades, my preference for chicken over steak, and, of course, who I might have a crush on. And this predicament, or superpower depending on who you ask, is all thanks to one woman. Victoria. I met Victoria a couple of months ago at the funhouse at the Featherstone Creek Festival. She claimed to be a fairy godmother, and she put a spell on me that makes me tell the truth. I literally cannot lie. When I try to lie, she gives me signals that she's watching and that I need to be honest with people. Say I'm talking about how I don't like asparagus, even though I really do. All of a sudden, I'll get hit with a sneeze attack. It's like Victoria has sprinkled pepper all over my lunch. The only way to get it to stop is to confess that I really do like asparagus. In other words, tell the truth. In fact, the only way she'll lift the spell entirely is if I tell the truth entirely. To everyone. No matter what. I've tried to hold back truths that would hurt people, or at least not say them out loud so that other people could hear them and possibly be hurt. I like making people happy. I get joy out of seeing others happy. So instead, I write my truths down in a secret blog to keep people's feelings from being hurt. Which has worked. Whenever I have to confess something embarrassing or something that's not ideal about myself or anyone else, I write it down before it comes spewing out of my mouth. In some ways, it's been a blessing. Since I've been telling people my honest opinions out loud to their faces, I've been doing fewer things to make other people happy and more things that I want to do. Following my own passions, like writing for the school newspaper, picking out my own clothes. In other ways, it's been a curse. I told my dad that I didn't necessarily want to be a lawyer like he is, and it didn't go over too well. Granted, I told him by making a scene at a restaurant like a baby having a temper tantrum. I really got to work on my delivery.